Right at the beginning, I have to admit that I am not someone who believes that the latest is always the best. The latest can be the best. The latest may be the best. But the latest need not always be the best. And the latest should not be looked upon as the best just because it is the latest. However, there is a general trend in our universities, in our colleges, to encourage research scholars to choose topics which are cutting edge. In fact, there is a sort of obsession with the state of the art in our academia when it comes to doctoral research. And this obsession with the cutting edge is not wholly unjustified. This is because if you choose an author like Chaucer or Spencer or Shakespeare or Milton, well, thousands of books, hundreds of thousands of articles have been written about them. Millions of pages have been produced relating to them. And it is simply impossible or almost impossible to say something which is significantly different from what has been said before about them. When I suggest a topic to somebody who plans to do research, and the topic is not a very recent one, and the topic is not a cutting edge one, the student usually gets back to me after a few days saying that the topic has been rejected by the research supervisor contacted by her because the topic is not cutting edge. In general, doctoral committees and research supervisors encourage students to choose recent authors, very recent authors, to choose topics that are cutting edge. Today, we shall try to find out how to locate appropriate authors who are also very recent. The first way is to take a look at the recent Nobel Prize winners. Take a look at the Nobel Prize winners for the last 5 years. Read about them. Read about their works. If you choose this year's Nobel Prize winner for literature as your author, nobody can say that you have chosen an author who is dated. I have to hasten to add that I don't think very highly of awards and prizes. I don't know whether it sounds like sour grapes. But the fact remains that Rudyard Kipling won the Nobel Prize, while Leo Tolstoy failed to win the Nobel Prize. This does not make Kipling a greater writer than Tolstoy. All this is by the way. You can take a look at the recent Nobel Prize winners for literature, read about them, read their works, and find out which author, which works of which author you are most comfortable with. Of course, it is not sufficient that you identify the author, that's only the beginning. There are a lot of things to be done. You may have to apply theory to the works of the author, for example. But all that comes later, and we shall be discussing such matters in the days to come. So, the first way is to take a close look at the Nobel Prize winners for literature of the last 5 years and try to find out which author you're most comfortable with, which works of which author you're most comfortable with. The second way is to take a look at the recent winners of the Man Booker Prize. Not just the Man Booker Prize, but all the other important prizes as well. Take a look at the winners, the recent winners of the literary prizes. Take a look at the winners of the last 5 years of the important literary prizes. Read about them, read about their works, and try to find out which writer, which works of which writer are most suitable to you. The final way is to take a look at the book lists. Every year, book lists are published. For example, recently, the New York Times published a list of 100 books. A list of 100 books. According to the New York Times, these are the most important 100 books published in the year 2020. The New Yorker does the same thing. Similar things are done by the Times of London. And all these lists are available on the net. You can go to the net and search for the book lists brought out by publications like the New York Times, the New Yorker, the London Times, the Times of London. Then you can focus attention on the individual books and find out the one author, locate the one author or the works of the one author which are most appropriate, most suitable to your needs. You must remember that you're very fortunate to live in this era of the internet. When we were as scholars, there was no net, and we had to travel physically to places like Hyderabad, to places like Delhi, to places like Bombay, which is now known as Mumbai, to gather material. The most sophisticated instrument at our command at that time was the photocopying machine. Even that was a very primitive version of, of the photocopying machine. You are really fortunate to live in the era of the internet, and it is your responsibility to make the best use of that wonderful, that amazing facility called the internet. I shall now briefly summarize what I have been saying. The three ways to locate a very recent author who is suitable for your doctoral research are: 1. Take a look at the recent Nobel Prize winners. 2. Take a look at the Man Booker Prize winners, not just the Man Booker Prize winners. Take a look at the winners of the important literary prizes in the recent years. 3. Look through book lists published by publications like the New York Times, the New Yorker, and the Times. You are sure to come across the one author who is for you. You are sure to come across the works of the one author who is meant for you.